We continue with our coverage of SEC Media Days on this Monday. Ole Miss coming through just a little while ago with head coach Lane Kiffin and his players. Of course, Kiffin here in Dallas with a heavy heart after the loss of his father, Monty Kiffin, last week. He is moving forward into this coming season with a lot of optimism and a lot of expectations for a big year, considering they were 11-2 last season, and the Rebels will return a total of 20 starters from last year's team, 10 on each side of the ball as Kiffin goes into year number 5 in Oxford. And so that has a lot of people thinking that Ole Miss could be a team to make a run at an SEC championship and, of course, a playoff spot as well. And Kiffin continued to hit the transfer portal very hard once again. What few spots he had to fill in terms of a starter here or there or a backup, he hit the transfer portal really hard. And he said he was really pleased with how they improved the length of the team. Got some taller, longer type bodies out there, which he thinks will benefit his club. And he said it helps in the matchups, especially on the defensive side when you've got a taller corner or taller safety. And on the offensive side, when you have a taller wide receiver, though of course they took a shorter wide receiver from South Carolina in Juice Wells, and he should be a guy that does extremely well in that offense. With quarterback Jackson Dart back for another season, you have to consider Dart to be one of the best quarterbacks, not just in the SEC, but in the country, after throwing for 3,400 yards and 23 touchdowns last season. They did lose as a transfer an outstanding running back in Judkins, who went to Ohio State. A potential replacement for him is former Gamecock running back Rashad Amos, who rushed for over 1,000 yards last year at Miami of Ohio. So we'll see how he does down in Oxford. So the Ole Miss team will open their season at home against Furman on August 31st. They played the Paladins 100 years ago. So this is their first meeting in this so-called series in 100 years. And, of course, they'll be coming to Columbia to play South Carolina on October the 5th. So that could be a game for South Carolina, depending on how the season is going at that point, where the Gamecocks have a chance to score a big win at home over a team that could be very highly ranked. But Ole Miss, the feelings there, they're going to be very, very good. Kiffin also very pleased that he retained both of his coordinators, offensive and defensive coordinators. Said that's the first time that's happened under him. They averaged 35 points per game last season, and they really improved on defense. That was one of the big reasons they're always going to be good on offense under Kiffin at Ole Miss, but they had to improve their defense. And Pete Golding, their defensive coordinator, did a tremendous job last year, cutting their points allowed down to about 22 per game. So that was a big improvement. If they continue to improve on that side of the ball to go along with what will be a dynamic offense, then Ole Miss is going to be a major factor in the SEC and nationally this coming season.